symbols, where perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. As a quick example, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 by 8 rectangle. By 8 rectangle. Again, we have. Is it dry yet? No. The area is that space inside, and the perimeter. Making me so sad. Is around that shape. So go ahead real quick. What I'm going to ask you to do most of the time when I give you an example is to use your own brain first. So your own brain means you're not talking to anyone. You're doing your own thing to see if, what's your brain remember? Where are you at? Can you find the area and perimeter of that shape? Just write them down next to it. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Alright, so you had a quick moment to think. Check in with your table and come up with the area. Let's focus on the area. If you got something wrong, maybe a quick combo of like, wait, how did you do it again? That's a totally good question to ask. Wait, ooh, tell me again how I did that? I also am going to tell you that I love that conversation. You guys are already way ahead of game and making me super pumped. Who's feeling super brave wants to give me the area? Hold on. Let me think of it. Oh my god, no. I know it. Why do I do this? Your names become a stumbling block for me now. Huh? I know that. Okay. Kiana. Kiana's super brave, but also super wrong. She said 32. Kiana, remember the part that I said you're super brave, and I'll come back to you. Michael. Not 28. Area. Trinity.
32 square.
You're getting closer, but there is a measurement on there. So what's the answer? Yes. Okay, so this right here, beautiful. I'm picking it apart, right? So you know, absolutely, yes. Mathematically, yes. Kiana was super right. The answer is 32 square feet, though. Okay, so I'm going to be really big. When we are talking about units, you guys are gonna hate your first quiz. You're gonna hate it because almost all of you are gonna fail it because you're gonna forget your units. Maybe you take that as a challenge, like don't forget your units, because here's the deal. If you are we're talking about construction. Everything's going to be contextualized in construction. If you're talking about 32 square feet versus 32 square inches, my goodness, are we talking about a different thing, right? If you're talking about, we'll get there. This is a good one. Everyone loves this one. If you're talking about a shingle versus a square of shingles, which you don't know what they are yet, but this is one shingle, which covers, what, I don't know, 3 square feet or something? About 3 square feet. A square of shingles covers 100 square feet, right? That's two very different things, okay? So here, because we are not just hypothetically talking about building, we are actually going to be building, it is even more important, right? We're not just contextualizing this and like, if you ever were going to build, we're actually going to build. And so the idea about your units is huge. The answer is 32 square feet. Also, please notice how I'm writing it. I'm writing it as square feet. I'm not writing it with feet with a little square. I'm not writing it with, like, we're not going to do that, okay? 32 square feet Again, we can get that by saying for area of a rectangle, we've seen area of a rectangle before, it's going to be the base of 8 times the height of 4. So 8 times 4 gives me that 32 square feet, right? All right. So now, lesson learned on that one. Who's feeling brave on perimeter? Ibrahim.
24?
No.
That was actually...
Kiana, redeem yourself. 24 feet. Ibrahim, your math was right, but I just remember how I was just saying that units are super important to me. And to you, the perimeter is 24 feet, but how do we get that? Because I only see 4 and 8. How did you get 24, Ibrahim?
the other side of the same.
Cool. So if this one's 4 feet, right? That guy's 4 feet. And if this is 8 feet, then this is 8 feet. So when I add them all up, 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4, I get my 24. Okay? Cool, cool, cool. Again, little review, little note about units. I have 4 shapes that we need to do. 4 shapes, I think. 4 shapes? Yeah, 4 shapes. You know rectangle is base times height. Let's go to parallelogram. We're going to do 4 shapes. One of them is a parallelogram. You'll get there, you'll get there, you'll get there. A parallelogram is defined as a shape with 2 pairs of parallel sides. That's a parallelogram. 2 pairs of parallel sides, where this is the base. That is the height. Notice, I'm just going to throw this out there, and some of you will get it and others of you will get it later. The height must be perpendicular to the base, okay? The height is not the slanty thing, right? We don't measure height slanty, right? Like I don't go to the doctor and they go, how tall are you? And I like lean, and like they don't measure me that way, right? They measure me standing straight up, okay? So that's the height right there. That's the base. The area for a parallelogram is the base times the height. It's actually the same as a rectangle. For why? If we wanted to visualize it, you could kind of visualize chopping off that triangle and tucking it over there. And so then you would have a rectangle. Okay? The area formula for a parallelogram is base times height. If you want to visualize why, it's because you chop off that triangle, move it over there, and then you have a rectangle with that same base times the height. Okay? How many did I say we're doing? 4. All right, parallelogram. Triangle. Again, many of these I are hopefully, fingers crossed, review for some of you. If not, well, we'll get there. Okay, triangle. Boom. 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 Again, the triangle, the base, and the height are perpendicular to one another. They meet at 90 degrees. Area for a triangle? Base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. Yes. Again, one of the things is if you double the sides, like the visualization for the triangle, it is half of that rectangle, right? If I do base times height, the triangle is half of that overall rectangle that many of us have seen before. If you wanted to visualize, it's where the formula is coming from. Okay? Halfway there. Show a timer on there. Am I supposed to be done now or in 5? Do I have till 11 or now? Okay, it doesn't matter. I got 2 more. All right, what's the last one? Oh yeah, trapezoid. trapezoid has one pair of parallel sides. We're going to write this one down. We're not going to talk about it a ton today because it's Wonkyville. There's our trapezoid. A trapezoid doesn't have to have the two sides super nice like that. You may have maybe seen trapezoids before that look nicer. I'm showing you a not very nice trapezoid. Trapezoid has two different bases and a height. Two different bases and a height. Base 1 and base 2. I will in a second, but first ask if Baxter has it. That's Baxter, right? Who's sitting next to me? Yeah. Does he ever written down? Do you? We'll go back. Hold on. Boom, ready? Go, quick. Base times height divided by 2. We're pausing for a second. We're pausing. If you missed that, you can also do it half times base times height. I'll say base times height divided by 2, just because it saves people from making weird errors. Okay, trapezoid. Who knows the area formula for a trapezoid? Yeah, it's lame. Okay, the area for a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 first. Add those up first. Add the two bases. That's why I have parentheses, order of operations. Do that first. Multiply by the height. And then divide everything by 2. You might want to write the written words down too, especially if you get confused about order of operations. You might say, really what you're doing is step 1 is add the two bases. Two. Multiply by the height. Okay. That's formula. What's the other formula for circumference? Kenji? Pi times d. What's d? Diameter, right? If this is the radius, then all the way across, I'm going to do it this way. All the way across would be the diameter. Okay? All the way across is the diameter. The other equation for a circle is pi times the whole diameter. Okay. Feels good. Feels like we can stop there. All right.